Hey guys, I'm here with Kyle Cong. We're at
Hi.
Halo. We're at Forks, Washington.
Yep.
Kyle is a photographer from Vancouver BC. His main specialty is on portraits, right? Portraits,
Portrait, yeah.
beauty,
Yep.
beauty and portrait. So right now we just have a little bit downtime. So I decided I'm gonna do a little bit of a random Q&A with him and dig his brain. So hopefully he can give us some good insights on different things. And I want to point out that everything we say here is strictly a personal preference. We're not making any statement of it is totally okay that other people, if they they don't agree what we are saying here, so it's fine, just a difference in opinion, right?
Right.
All right, so let's just really quick tell us about yourself, Kyle, and where we can follow you on social media or YouTube.
I'm a portrait photographer based in Vancouver, Canada. So I've been doing portrait probably 10 years or more. Yeah. And then, so I shoot both studio and also shoot on location. And most of the time I use lighting. Artificial light, strobe light.
That's why for the longest time you also teach us lighting, right?
Yeah, right. And then for camera, I used to use a Nikon. I still use Nikon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, yeah, I just more use
get used to something.
Used
Get
to
used
the menu,
to
everything. Yeah.
So you think like camera's really just a tool, right? Whatever you feel
right.
comfortable with.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, certain camera they're slightly better, but nothing major. Some camera, like for example, for video stuff, they have a better autofocusing. Some camera maybe have a better, like a menu design, but nothing major. As long as you get used to it, like it's just a tool. Yeah, and then for after Nikon, other than Nikon, I also use Leica SL2S.
Mm-hmm.
The small sensor one, the 24 megapixel one.
Yeah.
And then I mostly use it with manual focusing lens. I quite like using manual focusing lens.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Why you want a low megapixel SL2S?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So I still have the Nikon, which is a 45 megapixel. That's the Z7. I believe it's a 45 megapixel.
Okay.
And then the Leica SL is only 24 megapixel.
Mm-hmm.
I like the smaller file size, so when I work on the editing, everything is way quicker. Copying the file, everything's way quicker. I used to be concerned about so the lower resolution, when I do printing, it might be a disadvantage or something. Yeah, but end up it's not too bad. I try to make some large print with a 24 megapixel. It looked great. Yeah, so I think the only drawback might be you cannot do as much cropping as a 45, 47 megapixel sensor. So if you do take photo, then in the later you expect to crop them, and then I think like a large sensor is still the way to go. Other than that, I think I'm quite happy with a small sensor, and then I don't need like a super fast car, and then usually I don't need a big car as well. So everything is just easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course you save money. Like usually the difference between the small and large sensor camera, everything exactly the same, and then at least I had looking for $1,000 difference. So then with that money you save, you can do something else like investing on lens or whatever.
Or go on a trip and see the world.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, and then I mainly shoot with a prime.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite focal length is 50. I use a lot. Then the second to that is 35, and then I use 28 a lot too. This just like started 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought a Voigtlander Ultron 28 f2.
Mm-hmm.
and then I play
The
with
silver
it.
one you have, yeah.
The silver one, yeah, and then I love it. It's
Okay.
great, and I like the lens that you can not just the portrait, also can show the landscape. It's kind of combined.
Like a environmental portrait.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
So I think 28 is a very, very
Versatile.
yeah, for that, and then very capable to capture that look.
Do you feel like in the history of photography, back in the day, most of the portraits are shot with a longer lens, right? Like a 85, sometimes they say classic portrait lens, right? Or maybe even 135, 135.
Yeah.
Now people gravitate towards wider lens. And a part of it, I know, I've seen a lot of different random interviews that's conducted with a known photographer in the past. Some saying, hey, I'm shooting a 35 mil because I like the better working distance. So I'm not more too far away from the model, so I can give you better instructions. So the camera, so there's a less of he call it the spacing between him and the model.
Yeah.
Also, there's a part of the school of thought says because the Instagram that's being used really people use their phone taking pictures, and oftentimes is the wide angle view of a person. So now that become a mainstream because now we feel it doesn't look wrong to have a wide angle portraits.
People more used to it?
They're just used to it, yeah. Because you're thinking, technically speaking, there is a degree of a distortion, right? This degree. So from a technical sense, that you can say, well, we're not representing the true subject that we're taking photo of because the distortions involved. Whatever's closer to a wide angle gets bigger. Whatever's further away is smaller, right?
Right.
But in some ways, it's true. But at the same time, I feel like with our human brain, we have ability to look at an image, even though it's distorted, we can still make a good sense of it. So in a sense, that school of thought justifies the use of wider angle for portraits. As long as you don't want to put the model's face closer to the edges, then it become a little, I call it Gumby head or something totally distorted, you're okay, right? So, but if you say her face is closer, her body is further away, looks smaller, in some ways, you know, like with our nowadays, it feels like in terms of people's expectation in beauty, it just makes them skinnier. I mean, it can feel like a little bit, what should I say, matches in what they think that they should look like in their heads.
Right. I do portrait photography professionally, and I do this full time. So like I've been working with many clients. Like I can totally feel the struggle some people have. Like sometimes people say, okay, I done some professional portrait before, but it looks so different. It doesn't look like me, because people didn't realize like the way you perceive yourself is usually through the mirror. So you look yourself in the mirror. So the viewing distance is usually closer when you look at yourself in the mirror. You don't look yourself in the mirror normally. Like in the morning when you wash your face, brush your teeth, you look at yourself in the mirror. Usually you're very close. Like I don't know, 3, maybe not, maybe
3 to 4 feet away.
Yeah, that's the viewing distance. So when people use 85 mil, they way further away from there. So the distortion definitely different. So that's one big difference. The second thing, of course, like when you look at yourself, you see yourself as a mirror to yourself. So your right eye is on camera right. If you think, let's say, if the reflection on the mirror is a picture, your right eye is camera right. But on the camera is opposite. People take picture of you, your right eye is camera left.
Here's interesting thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you think that if people accept the photo better if you purposely in the post process and just flip the picture?
I think
so basically matches what they see in the mirror.
Well, this is the thing. This is a very, it depends on the purpose of the photo. So if you just want some nice picture of yourself, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you use this for business or for marketing or anything, like let's say personal branding, so you gotta consider the fact that how people see you versus
how you see yourself.
Exactly. So then you usually, what you're trying to achieve is like you're trying to maintain the consistency between what your picture look like and what you look like. So
but you brought it interesting. I hate to interrupt you.
Go ahead. Okay.
So in a portrait, do you care more, philosophically? Do you care about how you see yourself, or do you care about how other people see you?
That's that's a very interesting question. I still think is who are the audience. I think that's a very important.
What if you can't please both? Which one is set more precedence over the other?
And that depends on each person as well.
Okay, so
for example, everybody, like we're talking about strictly like taking portrait for business purpose.
Yeah.
Even for that, like people market themselves differently. Some people more like, okay, this is me, right? Like this is the way I want it to be, or some people do it differently. So that's a very different. There's a
like if you shoot an attorney, they want to make it look like they're very confident, like feels like they winning on their lawsuits or something,
or something like has to match their brand, or based on the touching point, they might want to look very friendly, very welcoming, but sometimes they want to look very knowledgeable, very successful, very confident. So it's different. Yeah, like it's as a different point of a contact, they want a different look as well. Yeah, that's why people, when they do portrait photos for their business, they don't just need one image, they need more, because depends on what they do for their marketing. At a different point of a contact with their potential client, they need to have a different look.
Yeah, whether internal flyers or whether it's a company brochure and stuff like that.
Yeah, once like somebody just Google and happen to find you, they know nothing about you, versus somebody already follow you for a long time. The look should be different because they're looking for different thing. Yeah, some people, they like when the first contact, usually the more welcoming look is better. But once people already start following you, they're your fan, a more successful, more confident, more experienced look, more knowledgeable look works better. Yeah, because that's at the stage when you build a trust to your potential client. Yeah, so that's just it's kind of slightly off topic, but back to the distortion thing, everything. Yeah, like I think that's why many times people they say, oh, this photo doesn't look like me. That's the reason why. Yeah, so photography is really like the other thing is like for us portrait photographer, we do photography for different purposes as well. Sometimes you shoot for a client, you get paid to work on a project for your client. You need to make sure the photo help them to achieve their goal. Yeah. And of course, in the meantime,
it's kind of like just like a lot of things. If you do it commercially, it feels like the client has to feel they're getting more than what they paid for, a sense of value.
Yeah. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. That's like how to say like how good you are as a photographer. Are you able to create a look that client want you to create? Yeah, like you, of course, like a client hire you because they like your art. But in the meantime, they have their requirement as well. So there's a balance point we need to play over there, right? Yeah. So yeah, in terms of focal length, like what you said. Instagram, like they kind of like now the favorite portrait focal length kind of start changing or something. All these are like I agree. These are the reason, the part of the reason that it start changing, and it's always changing.
Yeah.
But I think one thing we should keep in mind is like we should really when we pick a certain focal length, the main reason should be only like, is this focal length give me the look that I want?
Well, it's true if we assuming that the person, what should I put this? The person have unlimited funds for photography.
Okay.
Like I know, like last few years, I haven't seen as nearly as much this, but I'm sure there's still quite a few out there. You see, I call it the 35 millimeter gang. All one lens. All they got is a 35 mil 1.4, shooting wide open all day long. Okay,
Okay.
they do everything. They even do like height and shoulder portrait and getting up close, and with their 35 millimeter.
Okay.
Okay, and you know, of course, you see it a little bit distorted, like forehead's a little bit bigger or something like that.
Totally. You take
But I call it the 35 millimeter gang, right? They for many reasons, right? I'm not saying that they're just only for financial reasons that they don't want to buy it. Well, a lot of other, like, if I know this one friend, he just travels a lot and he want to keep everything, compact. Well, we should say more manageable, because the lens he uses 35-1.4, so it's a big lens. It's not a small lens.
Okay.
And he would just, oftentimes, again, I'm stereotyping here. Oftentimes I see these guys shooting, it's like they put it on the continuous and they just blast it away. Okay. I call it the spray and pray.
Continuous shooting mode?
Oh yeah. So yeah, this I don't want to mention names, but this friend of mine, I would say when the first Sony A7 III came out, like, he bought a new and he pretty much used it for like maybe 4 months before he blow up the shutter.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. It was that's the thing with he's not the only one. I've seen quite a few people has their Sony A7 III blown up, the shutter blown up way before the life expectancy of the shutter. It's weird, but oftentimes I associate these people generally doing the machine gun style and just keep firing those shutters. I don't know if that's what the shutter originally designed for, like just people just keep hitting it, or it's they thinking that maybe most people don't do that. They just do one shot at a time. I don't know, but seems like they had those issues before. But I call it the 35 millimeter gang, and they're pretty. Some of them are pretty popular on Instagram, and all their shots are 35, indoor, outdoor, no matter what, just 35.
35 is
versatile,
pretty good photo lens. I agree. Yeah, but you cannot say, oh, the other one just crap. On 35 is the only. No, that's not true. Like for example, I normally, like if I travel, I prefer bring all three lenses: the 28, the 35, and 50. That's part of the reason I use a manual focusing lens, because especially the Leica M mount lens, they're so small, so tiny. Yeah, it's really like 3 lenses put together, probably weight less than a 24-70.
Yeah,
f2.8, right?
It's true.
Yeah, so let's say you travel, then you go to a location like a city, like you go to New York City. I think 35 will do a great job, will do a fantastic job. Like you want to feature the tall buildings, skyscrapers, that's like street lights, everything. So like environment portrait, that's great, very good. But if you go to, say, you go to Florida, you go to Miami, and let's say you go to a beach location, so there's not much feature there. That you basically, it's a clear sky, there's no even cloud. Yeah. And then just sand and water. So, and then 35 probably not the best anymore, because it incorporates a lot empty. Of negative space. Well, that's a one look, but that's it. That's it. That's about it. It's not that versatile anymore. Like you will find 50 mil probably will be way better. That's my personal experience.
No. Here's my question for you: if a 50 works in those environments, like sandy beach and very simple, the simple landscape, would not anything longer you also work?
That's personal preference thing. I think the other one, like I think if you go with 85, 135, you probably all have kind of like a striking image, like a more just like close up. Like
I feel like those are more like say a glam portrait. So basically, what I'm trying to present the artist tried to present the audience mainly about the beauty of that person.
Yeah.
You maybe gave a little bit of hint. She might be in a swimming pool in the backyard, in a sunny day, right, with good jewelry on, so shiny and stuff, on a bikini, or
like a waist up, like a not full lens.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you really limit how much the audience can see out of your subject, basically.
Right.
And sometimes.
So you basically like you create different looks through different composition, different way of cropping the image. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes these longer lenses also allow people to making portraits out of a very small studio, because your because they gave a little bit of compression, magnification in the background. You don't need a bigger backdrop, for example.
Yeah.
That can
the other thing is like if you don't want for example the background like show the surface not super smooth. For example, the seamless paper, the surface not super smooth. If you put the light at like extreme angle, you can see the surface not smooth.
That's because you got the paper didn't have a fresh roll. The fresh roll is smooth.
But like
oftentimes we leave it out and then it just gets moisture.
The paper in my studio, I think probably a year and a half old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep using them, and sometimes they get dirty, I cut it, but still like they last a long time.
But you can feel they have little divots. They're not super smooth like a fresh roll anymore.
No. Yeah, because you can totally see if you put light at the stream angle.
Yeah.
But if you use like a 135 or 70-200, you just zoom all the way to the longest, and then the shadow depth field to blur it.
Yeah.
So it saves you a lot of trouble for that. Yeah. So that's the other benefit of the
long lens.
using long lens in studio.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as soon as you start trying to incorporate a full lens, you're in trouble again with the long lens.
You got a small studio, can't do it. Yeah.
Space thing. Yeah. And I personally found, I think 85 is still pretty good. But once you get to 135, I think it's kind of like it's really struggling when you do if you try to do an environment portrait. It starts struggling because you really need to stop down a lot.
I mean, which kind of led me into this next question that, true, wider angles, you including more of a scenery, makes it very harder on the composition. Because you want to decide what's in it, what's not in it, how much the subject separate from the background, everything.
Right.
There are some people, they want simple. They want something they just shoot and bokeh all the way and blur the crap out of the background, and you don't even know. The backyard, I call it the backyard photographer, right? Then they were hitting like the 70-200. I will say I was one of them years ago, right? My secret sauce is 200 mil at 2.8 wide open,
I think every single portrait photographer is more or less sooner or later will fall in that bokeh thing.
Yeah.
And then
because keep it simple, and there is a little bit of
it's easier.
Like
you don't like you're less concerned about the busy background too distracting because you can melt it.
I'm not gonna lie, I know few photographer. I saw their early work. There's a lot of good stuff in there, but as they get older, I feel like they're getting lazier. Because then the looks start getting the same, and then they start playing the bokeh trick, right? The bokeh trick. I mean, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Like when I see a beginner photographer like try to looking for advice and stuff, and photography is one of those things. There's those things you have to learn yourself. There's the things you can learn from others, but overall, like everyone has different preference and such. But so I feel personally, from my experience, the quickest way to teach him how to get some decent shot is just tell him the bokeh method. Shoot it wide open, get up close, shoot it. You're gonna get a somewhat looks like you would see from, But I'm not saying that's the correct way to do it. But I want them to feel success from get go just a little bit.
They get people excited. I can take a pretty good shot, like without much experience. Like, oh, look at this shot I took. It looks great. It looked professional. Yeah, it does give you that professional look. But the thing is, it also makes you lazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't think too much. You just click. And also probably part of the reason people just like trigger happy.
Yeah, like for example, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Someday. Not all the time, haven't happened for a long time. Like when you need to take a picture of somebody, and you just having an awful day. You can't really think straight, but you had to go there and do the shoot. What do? I mean, obviously half of your head is not in the game, and then we're gonna rescue ourselves with the bokeh method, right? Just hit it, hit it, and I mean, not saying you're doing that in your business. I'm just saying from personal like a experience. Only happened to me maybe a couple times. That's kind of. I mean, I'm not. I straight up telling my subject, hey, I'm feeling off today, but I'm gonna do this because that's. I'm not gonna challenge myself too hard because I need to also provide some photos for that shoot, not just me trying different things and fail. Have to.
I think if
have to cover my bases.
Yeah, like if we trying to get over that, that's really when we really need to do a lot of photo shoot to build the experience,
Mm-hmm.
and then to build the instinct that so when you go there, without have to think about all those technical terms, exposure, everything, root of third. You just like you can quickly figure out. Okay, you have an instinct like at this angle.
Mm-hmm.
This particular spot will work better. Like to build your how to say the capabilities to imagine a shot before taking it based on what you see. Yeah, so that takes time. Yeah, the bokeh is easy. Like you can quickly get there, but this take a lot more time.
That's why you buy fast lenses. You get bokeh, you got fast lenses.
Right. Yeah.
That's why it's 35-1.4. Guys, if you want to be like 35 gang, don't buy anything slower than like f2 because then you won't get the bokeh look. So
Yeah, but I think everyone should like try a variety range of lenses. Start from different focal length and then try different aperture. Aperture will be a very hard one as well. It takes many years of practice to master what is the right aperture to use.
It's almost like you got to train yourself to know what do you want.
Right.
What am I expecting to see out of this image?
Or train yourself to see, okay, based on the mood I trying to create, this is the wrong aperture. This doesn't build the right look for that. Yeah, I think photography got a lot to do with the mood. Like, what is the mood? Like, does you want to look like a happy, or sad, or excited, or trying to tell stories always come with a mood, emotion to it. Like it feels warm, that sort of thing. Yeah. So for that one is there are many different tools to build that right look. But the thing is that everything starts from like you already have an idea. It's like you already have everything you need. You just go in there to get the shots done. Yeah. But photography is like many times we go and do photo shoot, we don't have it's not like we're filming a movie or we already get everything. Everything ready. So this is the shot. Yeah, we already get all the. We usually go in there. We just like I have to say I do that all the time just to wing it. Yeah.
Well, I call it playing a puzzle.
Right. You go in there. So okay. So this is what I got. So the weather is like this. The location is like this. And so this is the tool I have. I have this light, this modifier. I have this lens.
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like that's part of why I like people photography so much. Because there's a lot of these factors I cannot control.
Right.
But I have to make the best out of it.
To be honest with you, if photography is super easy, we probably already get bored of it. We're never going to like it anymore. Yeah. We like it because it's challenging. Because like no matter how good you are, you also feel like I can get better. I can get better. So that's why it's so interesting. This is so much fun. Like I used to have so many hobbies. Yeah. Now it's like photography is probably the only thing that survived. Yeah. So back to what I said. Like when we see okay, so this is the weather, this is the location, this is spot, this is the idea, and then what we can come up with. So that's what we keep training ourselves. Like there's so many unpredictable things over there, but we can still get a good shot out of it every single time. Yeah. And then not just one good shot, it's a serial photo. And the other thing is not just the depth of field, the sharpness, the color, is the.
And also, you have to consider what you can do post process as well too.
Yeah, post processing is one thing. Yeah.
Even when you think about it when you're shooting.
Even. Yeah, for that, I don't do a lot of heavy post processing. So I trying to get I think 70-80% of stuff done on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing is like a very very strong tool is how you frame your shot. Is very important. Like say you can just use the whole photo shoot you're done with everything is with your 50mm lens, but it could be have a huge variety of different shoot. Like of course you're gonna have a different background. You use a different lighting. Maybe your model change like a different outfit, right? So, but also like the way you frame the photos and then a series of photos put together tells a story. That's a very good. That's another skill I think every photographer needs to learn how to build throughout the year. And then trust me, you can always get better on that. And sometimes there's like your biggest inspiration might be something like a comic books. Yeah, because comic books always use like a serial photo telling a story. You can see like a close-up shot, like you can see wider shot. You can see they draw crazy distortion, but like you can clearly say that there's a huge distortion there. But it's not camera lens like a defect. They draw it that way on purpose because they want to use that to tell a story. Yeah, so like same thing, like your camera lens might have some drawback like distortion or sort of thing, like chromatic aberration. But the thing is, you can use that, or lens flare. You can use that to your advantage to tell a stronger story. Yeah, so that's my idea about
Speak. Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is that's my idea about there are some lenses that people say, oh, they're not good for portrait because of the distortion, or they're not good for, they're not a good lens because they have a lens flare, or they're not super sharp. But sometimes you could use this to your advantage to create a really interesting shot.
More like an organic look.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I quite like that look. Yeah.
I mean, there's some photographer once said one of the reasons some people like to shoot film because of the organic look.
You're right.
And I heard that saying that one of my friend on YouTube, fellow YouTuber, said I want to use the sharpest lens on a film body, but the softest lens on a digital body. That way we'll balance it out. Because on the film, it's organic look already, and sometimes you want get a little bit more detail. Because if you think about it, a 35mm at a shooting 100 ISO, you'd be lucky if you scan it to give you enough of resolution for like maybe 24 megapixels. I think it's less than that. So that's like 100 speed film.
So you need the sharpness.
So in a way, you feel like because of resolution, there's a limitation. Because if you keep zooming in on film, you just see grains. There's nothing else. There are grains and white space between the grains. Right. There is no details.
Okay, I don't have much experience with film. So.
Yeah. So that's what he's saying. But I was, what I'm trying to say, to follow up what you're saying about imperfection on the lens, give organic feel.
Yeah.
I agree with you what you're saying about, because a lot of times I don't want to call stereotype people, but oftentimes people really focus on technical specs are for sure generally they're not shooting. I would say for the most part they don't shoot a lot of people portraits. Like when they follow the tech spec very to the T, a lot of time they're like hobbyists or very serious amateur, but they definitely not there to shoot portraits. Because I used to be one of them, right? Really chase the technical importance, but sometimes like for example on the lens sharpness, they will shoot a chart, for example, that chart, and then they will see, oh, the corner performance is bad, the center is good, how far do you have to stop down the lens that it will be all sharp, right? Reasonably sharp. But what's misleading about that test is the fact that some lenses have a curvature. Okay, our vision, the way how you shoot a portrait, you are never going to check the center sharpness versus corner anymore because they're not even on the same plane.
Right.
You're not gonna, so at that point, center sharpness is good enough. Yeah. Right.
The other thing is it's very interesting you mentioned that, because I like to relate photography with a painting. So like if you go to look at those masters' work, you go to like Florence, the Uffizi Gallery. There's so many like a Renaissance painting, like a masterpiece. You see when they paint the portrait, they on purposely make the border softer because it draws attention to the center. Yeah. So again, that back to my point again. Like you use that as
for your advantage.
Yeah, for your advantage. It actually, because everything's organic. You're not like a because we all saw some photo like they blur the border, the border area, like in post editing they blur it.
Either blur it or they put a little heavy vignetting on it.
Yeah, they're doing that.
Because if you think about vignetting, is a lens flaw too.
And sometimes they overdo it. It looks crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like see people even doing that, and then there's some people like really care about the border, like a sharpness. Like I think.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if okay, I have a last question, but I'm gonna lead to that last question. But follow on what you're saying. Yeah, I will. I'll question you. Like if let's say our photograph is more accepted by the audience because they remember represent a memory someone would have. We never remember, oh, my memory is corner to corner sharpness, right? No, it's about a feeling. Or
it's usually the same idea. Like when people create a first impression about someone, it only takes them 3 seconds. Yeah, same thing. It's like the first time you look, like the first moment you look at a picture, you have a feeling about it, and that's the main. Yeah, and usually nobody gonna look like it to check each single pixel, see if there's any chromatic aberration, that sort of thing. I think many photographers because they're so knowledgeable about photography, but end up they work against them because they unintentionally assume their audience are same photographer just like them. They care so much about the distortion, the corner sharpness, the chromatic aperture, all those things, right? So they think these are the basic. Without passing these basic, you can't even say this is a good photography. I think that I don't think that's the wrong way to put it, because like I think the main thing about photography is still the mood, the feeling. That's number one. And then the other technical things, it should be something. I don't think they're important. I don't think that they're important at all. Like back then, we still seeing like a photography, portrait photography, landscape photography done by like masters, but they're like 50, 60, 100 years old pictures. Like you can imagine back then the technology compared with right now. Like the gear we use, is like way better than what they used like a half a century ago. But they create beautiful images.
Right. What this is kind of a I know we talk about this for. Do you know we've been talking for like 37 minutes. That's cool. So I this last question may take a little bit of time, maybe not. Depends on how we look at it.
Okay.
Which is something I think I get different answers from different people. How do you, as an artist, right? Because when I look at famous artists' work in our history of photography, or even painting, anything visual art, right? Like, I'm trying to figure out what is that something, that secret sauce, between just a photo or a master's work. Because especially in fashion industry, a lot of those famous photography photos, they're not 100% perfect, sharp, perfect, technical perfect. But somehow, like, our ultimate goal as a photographer who's serious about our trade is looking for, is that the ultimate goal? Something that we created sometime that has a more everlasting impact? Or are we just looking for that 3 seconds that's that when people look at it on a social media and then scroll up and next picture? Like what is something? Like I always ask myself, I haven't really found an answer for myself yet even. Like what is our ultimate goal? If our ultimate goal is to, I guess I guess I admit sometimes I wonder like what is my purpose. Why do I shoot what I shoot? Other than challenging myself, technical specs make me a better photographer. How can I making photographs that's become more timeless, and someday some people see my photo or myself looking at my work that I can be able to be inspired by.
Okay, so this is based on my experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are two photos, two type of the work that I've done that like I remember more. The one is got most likes on social media.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I remember.
Well,
that
if you
photo
got
lots of likes.
if you all of a sudden got thousands of likes, you're like, whoa, people must like that one.
And then I have to be honest with you. Sometimes I don't know why that photo have so many likes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other type of photo that I remember more is like the photo I keep coming back again and again, keep looking at it. Yeah. I think that the latter one probably the one that we should be pursuing, because there must be a reason you keep going back and look at that photo without any distraction about the likes and comments on social media or whatever people say about it. Because the reason you keep coming back to look at it, and then it could be two reasons. The first reason, like, you just really like that photo. The second reason, like, you keep looking at that photo, you study, okay, you know what, I think I can do better next time if I do this.
Oh, you look back, it's so bad that I can fix it.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is a combination of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're trying to achieve. But like some work, we keep going back to look at it. Like some work we love it so much, like, you know what, I just want to print it like a frame and hang on the wall. I think that's the ultimate goal that we're trying to, because I think it's a very, very rewarding experience.
True story. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have 0 of my work on my wall.
You should print more. You should
Hasn't found one I liked yet.
You should print it.
No.
You should get it started.
But I have
especially for people like you who should film as well.
Yeah.
You should totally print your work.
I just feel I'm not there yet. I mean, I just feel like I'm still seeking. I'm always seeking. I'm not giving up. I'm seeking.
Not saying every single photo that I printed, I'm so proud of it, or I'm like, I think it's flawless or something.
Like, I feel like photography with me somehow become a forward-looking adventure. I never look backwards. And I feel like when I print something out, like my wife, for example, she likes her work, her own work, and she printed them out big, and she hung them in our house, her work. But I never done it. And she said, why don't you? I was like, I feel like I don't live the past. I don't live the past. I live the future. I don't live the past. But that's why I'm trying to feel like I want a photo that's more timeless. Timeless, the fact that I actually not going to be questioning myself whether I'm going to still like it 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Someday I maybe not don't like it. If I don't like it down the road, why would I even like it now? You know, that's just a weird psychology that feels like that very thought feels like drive me to try to do more shoot, try to challenge myself, try to get better, or try the different medium, like a film versus digital and stuff like that. You know, yeah, it's not convenient.
At least you should start trying for like some of your favorite shot. You should print them, and then just like put them on the wall. Then so you know, not every day. Like once in a while, you can look at the photo. They kind of like either, you know, give you a rewarding feeling. Okay, no, I done that. Or it give you something, say, you know what, next time I'll do better if I do this and that. Yeah, I think it's like, because the thing is, there's a one big drawback about digital photo is like they email hard drive, and it's almost same as you lost your hard drive because
you're not gonna revisit again.
Yeah, it's just a file in your hard drive. Yeah, like so I just started doing this printing thing just a couple of years ago, and then I'm like, I feel like I should do this a long time ago.
I know. I mean, like that. I know some people are so gung ho about printing that it goes like his house is filled with his prints.
You know what? I don't want to like end up like a, you know, just like a make you like spend like $1,000 on printer, and like I hope this will lead you to there.
Oh, no, you're gonna lead to there. Yeah, I'm sure you can get
But
there.
like I think you should print some of your work. I think print yourself is better because I try to go to those like just get it to go to those print shop to print it for me. I always struggle with the color difference.
Sometimes, by the way, some known places I know they do publish their printer color profile.
Okay,
And
that's better.
then what you do is you take that, apply to your photo before you give it to them. Even though it may not look right on your monitor, but it will look right on their printer.
That's very good if they give you the profile because
because they if they're good at what they're doing, they would check the color once a month, maybe
to make sure
to give and then update that profile basically.
Yeah, some like the printing I tried, it's like I have a very strong like a magenta color cast. Like it feels like this is way off. So I tried to do it myself, and then I print it at home. I end up like I have to do some manual adjustment, either on using curve or using white balance to kind of like try to make the print look same as what I see on the screen. Yeah, it's like a hit or miss, but once you get everything tweak, and then it's like okay, so every time I apply this change, will work good. Every single printing is just like it feels so good. You hold that print in your hand. I agree.
Yeah, that's why one thing I like about film, it feels more authentic.
Yeah,
it's a physical thing, capture my memory.
Exactly, a physical thing. I think that's the right word for it.
Yeah, because someday you feel like if my computer no longer working, no electricity, I lost everything. But if you think about very rudimentary things, like a clay tablet lasts for thousands of years.
Right.
And more we're going towards something that's so disposable. It's so now guaranteed it's always going to be there.
It won't cost too much. Like if you're just looking for a printer, like just print 8x10, you don't want to go very large. You don't go too crazy. Yeah. And then I use the Epson EcoTank, which is super cheap for printing.
Yeah.
So and then I just I buy some third-party print paper. I just tweak it myself. I don't mind if I lost like a 1020 like a 1020 like a papers like just for testing.
To get one shot
because everything is so cheap, right? So once I get it done right, all the print after that they're perfect. Yeah, and it just like
there are two camps. The Epson guys or the Canon guys.
Right, yeah. There's another thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, Epson works perfect for me. I think the only thing is that some people complain about the print head. Sometimes they got too dry or something, it got blocked, and then it happened to me once.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a maintenance thing. It's totally okay.
That not to recommending you on the Canon printer, but some of the printers on the Canon I heard. Okay, I have not personally used it, so I don't. They have a programming on the printer that automatically shakes the ink tank after some time. It's self-maintenance.
So, okay, that's good though.
But one thing I really worry about is those Canon printers. They have so many different color tanks.
The cartridge is very expensive.
Yeah, individual one not too bad. But you have to buy like 12 of them or 6 of Then it's more expensive than the cost of printer.
Right.
So even though they say, oh yeah, but you can print like thousands of prints and all that. Yeah, sure, but it still hurts that money coming out of the pocket just to buy the ink cartridge.
I think the EcoTank is the way to go.
Yeah.
I think EcoTank. I use it. I have a very small one. It's only print up to 8x10.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. Yeah.
8x10 is a good size because it's easy for you to manage.
Yeah, there's the other level up is print up to 11 by 13 by something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by 19, or you can put like a longer panorama. You can
yeah.
That one has like a five different colors. Like they have 2 blacks, and then I think it's a 5 or 5-4. I couldn't remember. So they have the black is both ink. They have both ink and what is the other one called? Pigment or something. So the pure black look better. Yeah, so that's another level up. I think it's like probably like a $700-800.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
But the one I using, I just bought it from Costco. It print great.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is like when you print something too dark, because it doesn't it's a ink base or it's not
Inkjet.
yeah. So it has a little bit. It doesn't look
The transitional between the darkest to the
it's
more
not
dark.
the greatest. Like when the image is very dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you
Like you see, there's a fall off, right? Like gray, darker, darker. Oh, black.
It's just like the black is a little bit shinier.
Okay.
Than I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it seems like the problem is the paint. I'm not like expert on printing, but I really like printing my work after I bought that printer. I just feel like, oh, I should do this a long time ago. I remember someone said that like, yeah, your work is not finished till you print it.
It's true.
Yeah, so I recommend to give it a try. The other way is like you can just evaluate your work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at your own work, and then because we all do is like we look at other people's work, but I think we also need to look at our own work as well. Like look at other people's work, like our work, and then we try to find take whatever we think are good from other people's work, and then apply to our work, and then that's how we improve.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good thought. A closing statement. So we need to open our eyes and share different views to make it better of our work.
There's so many great photographers, and then there's so many people to learn from. Yeah.
Yeah. So many people that they can inspire you to.
Exactly.
To show up, rain or shine, be out there and be looks like an idiot with a camera and try to take pictures, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, no
This
problem.
was a good talk. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk later. If everyone likes it, we're gonna have to do another one.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.